Hi my gardening angels, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Jess, and today I just thought it would be fun to bring you along with me while I make this really fun moss terrarium. I loved how this turned out. It feels so magical and the perfect little bit of spring that I needed. It's been -11 here, and if you don't know, I live in South Dakota in the United States, and our winter this year has been pretty cold. So I thought that I really just needed this little spring moss planter, make it feel a little bit warmer and cozier in my house. So let's make that. I am starting out with this really beautiful terrarium from Ferrisland. I've had this for a few years now. I love the geometric shape of it. I will include a link down below to their website. I might be able to find an Amazon link as well, but I love these terrariums. I have several of them. I haven't had any issues with water leaking through them, and they've just been really high quality and beautiful. I tried to clean the glass before I started just because it's a lot easier to clean on the inside and get a nice clean surface before you start sticking everything in there, but apologies for the few fingerprints that might be on there still, or little particles of dust. But I've had this moss for the last 6 months or so. I collected it from my grandpa's property. He had a really cute moss. He has moss everywhere, but we pulled over on one of his roads and picked up a little bit of this moss. In here I am cutting off the brown tips of the moss. I just felt like it would maybe refresh it a little bit. I probably had forgotten to water it, and so the tips of it did get brown, and I just was hoping that this would kind of promote it to grow a little bit more. I did water this before I started this terrarium a few days ago, and so the soil that it is attached to is a little bit wet. I decided to try just making kind of a mud and sticking it onto the side of the terrarium to try to make kind of a moss wall. It ended up working really well. The moss ended up sticking to it, and so far the mud hasn't fallen down. Hopefully when it dries it doesn't fall over either, but I'm hoping the moss will kind of grow into it a little bit and help it out there. I had this really fun little piece of bark that had some moss on it as well, and I just really am loving how this turned out. I'm so obsessed, and I can't wait until I can go back to my grandpa's property in the spring and gather some more moss for some more terrariums. I think that this is going to be such a fun addition to my house, especially because you don't really need a lot of light, and it's a really nice pop of green color in a darker corner. Here I am just adding some top dressing. I believe this is in the color Sandstone from The Next Gardener. I will include a link down to that as well. A bag of this stuff goes a really long ways for my projects, and so I love having some of this on hand. They have a bunch of different colors. And then just this really fun fairy house that I've also had since like May of last year, so it was about time I used it. But look how magical and peaceful this is. When I water it, I think I'm just going to use a syringe and add a little bit of water here and there, and just kind of do that a couple times a week. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and thanks for watching.